Just need to do. I need to be.
For me, hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, this time. So for
Okay.
me, yeah, I had knowledge of Power BI before and I've used it. But
Okay. Good.
so, but it was very interesting to learn different ways of cleaning data, like the date. I didn't
Okay.
know that I could change the locale to that
Oh,
to the locale so that it will rhyme with the one I have on my laptop.
yeah, system.
And
Great.
yeah, and some other things too, like the merging of the names, the prefix with the full name and everything
Okay.
that
Good.
was done yesterday. It was also interesting to know.
Oh,
So
good.
yeah,
Good.
it was another way I would have treated it. I would
Use
have
DAX.
used DAX and
You have used
everything.
DAX. Yeah.
Uh,
But it
so
is simpler done in the Power query than
yeah, very much
using.
simple. Yeah.
Yeah. Can use DAX, but it's simpler here using Power Query to just about like just the click, just click, and you get to the server. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Zan. Thank you very much. I want somebody else again to share his experience also about yesterday's class also.
Hello,
Hello, sir.
good afternoon, Chief Hakim.
Good afternoon, sir.
Well,
Okay.
I've been partially using Power BI before,
Okay.
and I was partially trained in my office, but the
Great.
yesterday's experience was very humongous. I feel like if if I can watch the video again, I should be one of the best in the system. If
Wow.
I get a lot of places where I'm going to
To make use of
at-
it.
make use of it. But actually, after the lesson yesterday, I decided not to open my laptop because it was as if a huge load was placed inside my head. You get it?
It's for
But
4 hours.
the,
It's not a small class.
the truth is, you are a good mentor, and I hope with time you are going to escalate this to possibly lecturing on data science in the university.
Okay, thank you very much. I
Mm.
also hope so.
So
I hope so. Thank you very
thank
much,
you.
sir. Okay,
Thanks.
welcome. Okay. Now, so let me welcome everyone back to today's class. And I know yesterday's class was a marathon, but at the same time, it was interactive, which is what I really the method I prefer. Because sometimes when you are learning at your pace or you are learning on your own, some of the issues we were able to resolve yesterday will have discouraged one from continuing learning. You want to do something and you are getting different results. You think you have done the same thing. Remember the way we treated the what do we call it? Um, where we copy the hem code. That's advanced editor. So and suppose one of us have issue copying the editor, if he happens to be learning on his own, at that point you'll be frustrated, work, and just abandon the class. So that's the essence of always try to attend the class. In fact, at the point you may not even go back to the recording if you participate fully in the class. And that's why it's always advisable not to miss class. For these 2.5 months, try as much as possible. Try as much as possible not to miss the classes. If you don't miss class, you will really enjoy the class and will have learned a lot of things during the period. So okay, so yesterday we started introduction to Power BI and what we use Power BI to do, which is basically an analysis and visualization. And we talk about different type of Power BI that is available. We have desktop version, which is where we are. We have Power BI services, which is where you save your job to share with other people, to collaborate with your colleagues at work and whatsoever. And we have mobile services where you can also view what you have in the Power BI services. You cannot build visual in the mobile. However, in the Power BI services, you can still do some little dashboard. But the main job is done on desktop. Main job is done on the desktop fashion, which is what we are learning. So we also learn about how to bring data into Power BI using CXV as example, and we show also other sources that we can also through which we can also bring our data into the system. But we use CSV format. Yesterday, we learned a lot of things regarding getting data transforming our data. So, and finally, we loaded data. We save and load into Power BI. Now, if you have done what I did yesterday, by now, and you launch your Power BI, if you launch a blank Power BI, just go to File. You see the recent job that you did. The recent job you closed yesterday, you can see a day ago. Just click on this and open. If you cannot find it on the recent job, just click on the Browse Report and locate where you saved the job. Then bring the job into, click on the job. It's going to open the BMC January 2024 or whichever name you use to save the job into the file. Now, on the right side of this, you will see under the data, all the data we worked on yesterday that we loaded are here on the right side. We have all sales data, we have calendar data, we have customers data, and we have product data. So we have these four data here. Now, to go back into our Power Query, there are two ways. One, if you click on this transform data, it will take you straight to Power Query editor again, where we started our cleaning yesterday. And if you right click on any of this and click edit query, it will also take you back to the same Power Query editor. Okay, so that is how to get back to Power Query. You also notice that because we have unload or disload 2015, 16, and 17, in our Power BI, we cannot find them. We only have our all sales where we've appended all the sales into. So we have all the sales in this table called all sales now. So now, without wasting time, let's quickly bring in more data into this. Number one, let's bring in our sales product category into the Power Query. So I think we don't have issue with that. Just select CSV, select product category, and click OK. Then let's see what we have in the Power Query. Okay. So here is our data. We have the product category here. So we have two things we should check. Don't forget, we have the header, which is the field name, and we also have data type here. So let's check data type. Remember, in my own case, I've been making sure that all my keys are text. So don't forget, if you are making a text, make sure all are text. If you are using number for your category place, don't forget to make sure it is stored as numbers. You have choice when it comes to key. But for other ones like maybe sales value whatsoever or the text column, you have to maintain there are standard for them. But for key or ID, there's no standard. You can either use text or you use numbers. It's okay. We don't have any issue with this. We don't need any. There is no cleaning we are doing here for now. Let's bring in product subcategory also. text CSV, product subcategories now. Click open and click OK. Let's see what we have. So you can also go ahead and just be uploading other ones too. Just keep uploading them. Connect all other tables there, except the sales plus data, which is Excel. Don't connect that. So here we have product of category. We have this to be number. I will change it to text. Change this to text. Change this to text also. Okay, good. Then add the next one. Territory follows. So let me bring in territory into this. Okay, click OK. So remember, if your data comes and doesn't bring in if assuming your header are in the first row, don't forget, you just click on the use first row as header and it will go up. And if you want to make it down, so if you have something like this, use header as first row. If you have something like this, if you have something like this, you have column 1, column 2, column 3, and the header is on the row 1. If you have something like this, just click on use first row as header. It will become the header, and then you can therefore go and change the data type to whatever you think is the best method or the best type. Then finally, I will add, I think, returns now. We have added calendar, customers, product category, product, subcategories, territory, and the last one is return. Click open again, and then click OK. So we have, I want my key to be what? To be text. Don't forget. We have header and the category and the data type should be checked also. So you must also always make sure those two things are checked before you move on, please. Make sure your data has header and cross-check the keys, the data type. That's very, very important. Okay, we have date issue here. I think we have date issue here. It's showing 100%, but I'm sure we're going to have issue because this is MDY. So let's make it on 1000 days. Okay, let's change from this to date. It's going to give us error. You can see the error here quickly. So let's remove the step we took now. Go to remove the step and then go back. So now I'm going to select this using local and tell Power BI that this is date. It seems that something else. This is a date, but we tell him the format of the date that we have here. We are having US format here, so just try to understand what we have in that column. So we are telling Power BI to understand what we have here. That this is MDY. If you know another country that use the same MDY, you can select. It's not compulsory to use MDY. In the case of Madam Asaju, your own case, your system is US format, which means that in this case you may not have issue here. You know, yesterday he has issue in his own in a calendar table. So instead of using US, you just select UK format or you select Nigerian format. And Nigeria is also DMY. If you select English Nigeria, I think this also work for you. So click OK and we move on here. Okay, we have the date to be very good. This wants to be text. Think of and this. So to change them together. This to text and this to text. Okay. So that is my own preference when it comes to key or ID. Anything ID, I use text for them, or I use or for keys. Okay, it's okay. I want to cross check them before we load them again, that we don't have a reason to be coming back and coming back every time. Come and see. Okay, product ABC keys. But if you make mistake and something does not work, we have to come back again to come and correct it. Yeah, okay, that's it. We have another key here, customer key, ABC. I think that's all here. Now we can now close and load into close and apply. Let's close and apply. So next thing we are going to see now is that we're going to see that all the tables we loaded into this place. We see all the tables now. So now we have 8 different tables. 8 different tables here now. We have 8 different tables here. Okay, good. Now, are we at this point, everyone? Have you loaded?
Me, I would do it after the class. I've already
Okay.
gotten lost somewhere.
Oh,
Just carry on.
okay. If you have connected, if you have connected with your data, and you are at par with me, or you are already at where I am, can you drop yes in the chat box? If you are here with us and you are practicing, okay, let me start like this. If you are practicing with us, type practicing. If you are just following us, type following in the chat box.
Akim,
Yes.
the two we did now with that returns and territory showing another Power BI file. The Power BI, the other one is showing around the other side. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 calendar. But these two is separated from the other ones. Why?
I don't understand what I'm saying. I don't understand.
I can see these returns in one place in another Power BI desktop. Why the other one is on that side?
I
It's
think
like
I
you
don't.
have it
In my own case, right? Do you mean my own case on your own case?
in my own, in my own.
You haven't it as how? Can you share your screen?
In a
Let's see what you're
different,
saying. I don't understand. You can screenshot and send. I don't understand.
maybe I click on new something or whatever.
Just click on
Maybe
new source. Click on new source and go and connect with your other data.
okay.
Yeah. Just like we did yesterday. Go back to your Power Query editor. Just click on new source and connect with other data. Anyone that you don't need, just right click and delete it. If you don't need, if you have, assuming you have 2 here, you have 2 calendar. The one you don't need, just right click on it and delete. Anyone you don't need, and
Okay.
bring the correct
Hello,
one again back.
Mr. Akim. How do
Yes,
you open the all sales data?
just right. Is there? Just click on it. Just click on it. You can see it. Once you click on it, it will show. You see the data here. Yeah.
I click on my, I can't see it.
No, when you click on it, it will show. Can you see? As I'm clicking, I click on that thing. Maybe your system is slow. Once you click on it, it will show. I'm currently in Power Query Editor. And if you want to see it, in the Power BI, if you are in Power BI,
Mm.
if you're in Power BI, you want to see it, just go to, remember on the left side there, we have
Yes.
3 views. We have 3 views here. Click on data view and click on your all sales. You can see it from Power BI using the data view template or whatever. So when you click on the data view, you are going to see all your data. You can see your data here without going back into Power Query Editor. You see all data now. All data can be viewed from the data view. Now, so we are starting our class today here from the model view now. Please, let's remain muted. Okay, how many people are following? How many are practicing? Let me check. How many people are following? How many people are practicing? Following, 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 following. So that means today is
I'm
the final
following.
class. Okay, practicing, Francis. Okay. Okay, I have only one person practicing so that I will know when I want to ask question, whether I will know who to ask, and so that other people are just following us. No problem. Let's move on. So now here we have the last one here is a model view. I'm going to click on model view now. See what we have here. We already see a kind of model in here. There's a model here. Have you seen the relationship? It's linking them together by itself. So let me reduce this size so that we can bring them very close to each other. Let me do like this, or I bring it here. Let me bring calendar to this place. We have more thing here on this side. Let's bring them close. This one also close. I think we have like 8 tables. There's one here, territory. We have this here. I'm dragging them so that we can see them at a glance. Some are staying very far away, while some are staying very close by. Okay, let me do like this. Okay, good. Okay. I hope we can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. So what I want to do now is you can see that we have all the table. All the table are related in one way or the other. And if we want to talk about our sales, we can talk about our sales and want to relate it to the country or region or continent. But unfortunately, if you come here, you can't see anything like country or region or continent here. You can only see what? You can only see territory key, which shows that once we talk about it, once we're able to link territory key to this table, we should be able to analyze ourselves with this territory key. The same thing, look at customer. Our customer, there's a relationship between customer and sales. And Power BI already discover the relationship. So when I place my cursor on this line, you see that it highlighted customer key and customer key, which is what connected the two. But when you look at calendar, it's not connected to anything. And look at territory, also not connected to anything. But we have this to be connected. We have this to be connected. And have to be connected. Now, what we want to learn now is how do we connect, and what do we look at before we connect. Now, when you look at the data here, most of the data here, most of the tables here, or all the tables here are divided into 2 categories of tables. We have um, we have fact table and we have dimension table. Dimension tables are the tables that are just basically on a particular aspect of information in a particular company. For example, look at customer. The customer key is a dimension table because it's only looking at customer alone. So it's only focusing attention, the only attention is only focusing on the customer aspect only. While calendar also is a dimension table. The product table is a dimension table. Product category is just a dimension table because it's only talking about subcategories only. But when you look at sales table, you can find information about customer here. You can see information about territory, about whatever. So this is called a fact table. And one thing, and one way to know customer table is that sorry, to know the fact table in most cases, that in most cases, in some cases, fact table may have what is called the primary key, but fact dimension table a dimension table must have a primary key table. What is primary key? Let me come back here. Let's go to let's click on the customer. Please look at my screen. Look at customer. I want to select the customer now, and the customer number. I'm going to select the customer. I'm selecting customer 111000. I'm selecting customer 1100 and I hit enter. Okay. Let's scroll down. Sorry, my screen is small. I want to filter. Okay. Not all. Just this one only, and I click OK. So you will see that this name only appear once. This is called a primary key. This key here that only appear once here is called a primary key to this table. That is, if you want to know anything about this table, want to know anything about the customer, you only need a key or an ID. So when you talk about 01100, you want to know anything about this customer, you just need to know this key. Once you know the key, no problem. You get any information about that customer. It's like when we are in school, we have what is called used to have what is called what do we have then? Matric number. The matric number is a unique identity for each student. So to student file in the student database, the primary key is the matric number. But when you come to sales table here, when you come to sales table and you check a customer key, let's look at customer key again in sales table, and let's check the same customer here and click OK. The same customer will appear, but appears more than once. And we see that the same customer key that appear once in customer table can appear multiple times in the fact table. If you look at this now, you can see that this customer appears 9 times. I'll be 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times here. So the customer key in this table is called foreign key. In this table, it is a primary key, but in this table is what? Foreign key is foreign to this table. So that's the difference between where you see the same key in two different tables. Most likely to be a primary key in one and a foreign key in the other, but it cannot be primary key in both. Why it is possible? You can still have foreign key from two different tables, but you can have a key to be primary to two tables. Let's look at this again. Look at returns. Possibly in returns, it is possible to you can say we have product key here as a foreign key. We also have product key in our sales as a foreign key, but in product table is primary key. So primary key will only appear in one table, while foreign key can appear in multiple tables depending on how they are being connected or related. Am I making sense at all? Is it clear? The concept of primary key and foreign key, and the fact table and dimension tables.
The thing is not clear. How did you display this in this Power BI?
Do you understand what I said about the fact table and dimension table?
No, I didn't understand. I was just trying to get you clear. I didn't understand it at all.
I didn't understand, sir.
Okay.
Not understand.
We have these tables we have two types of tables there. We have what is called dimension table, and we have fact table. The fact table are the tables that house all content that our main focus is always on the fact table. But we have other tables that are supportive, which we need, which we analyze. We are going to analyze the fact table with. Those tables are referred to as dimension table. And in this our case, I said the sales table here. This is where we have. This is our main focus, and you can see that this table related to so many tables. Yeah, it's connected to customer key, customer table, connected to product table, connected to territory, and date. Connected to so many tables there. But when you look at customer, this is a dimension table which only focus on one aspect only, which is what? Customer. Is that clear now? We have
Yes.
product table to be a dimension table. The only focus, everything here is just about product only. But if you look at return, return is not just about return, it's related to other tables, product table, return date, and territory key. So that is the difference between the product key, product table, fact table, and dimension table. Then I now said, how do you identify a dimension table? And I said that in most cases, dimension table will always have a primary key. While in the case of fact table, in the case of fact table, it may have a primary key and not have. Please, let's remain muted. Please, Tarzan, can you remain muted, please? So, what I'm saying is, dimension table must have a primary key. Fact table may or may not have a primary key. What's a primary key? Primary key is a unique identifier that tells you everything about every other column in that table. And for example, I use this example. I use the customer table here as example. Each line represents a customer. No customer can appear twice here. You cannot have customer that appear twice in this table. That is, you cannot have the same name, address, phone number, whatever. That is duplicate. And I cited example of matric number that we use while we were in school. Those two students will have the same matric number under normal circumstance, except there is an error or duplicates. A student will only have one matric number, and that matric number, when you go to student server, is going to be primary key, because once you pick that number, you get every information about that student. The same thing for this table. If you want to know anything on this table, just pick this key. It will tell you the owner, the name, the marital status, and the rest. But if you use scale manual, or you want to use education level, you see that it belongs to so many people. Even the email might be the same sometimes, because once you have they say, okay, the email might also be used as a unique identifier also in some cases also. But in most cases, we have the ID or key or primary or student key or whatever that give you a unique identifier. So in this case, customer key is a primary key to this table. And also, so this table is a primary key. Is that making sense? And if you go to product table, the product key is the primary key to this table also. And go to subcategory, you're going to see the primary key in all those tables. Am I making sense at all on that? Hello? Can you unmute and talk to me? Am I communicating? Hello? Do you understand what primary key is?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, I now said I move to foreign key. The same key that we have in product table is also on the sales. The same, you can see product key here. You can see customer key here. But how do you identify where you have when you have key from two tables? How do you know which one is primary, which one is foreign? In this table, if you try to look at product 371, you can see that it appears more than once. It appears more than once. So which means that product key in this table is a foreign key. But if you go to product table, 371 will only be one product, will only appear once. 371 will only appear once in product table. But in our fact table, it appears more than once. You see, if you uncheck everything, so let me uncheck everything and select 371, it's going to appear just once, which means that it's a primary key to this table, 371. In this table is a primary key because it only appears once. No number will appear twice. Can you see? It's only once there. But if you go to sales table, the same 371, if you select it, will appear more than once. You can even see it at a glance there that is appearing more than once here. So let me just cancel this. So the same thing, customer key in this table is also a foreign key because when you pick a customer, the customer is likely to appear more than once. Yeah, because customer can buy multiple times. You can buy today and come and buy tomorrow again and can buy as many times as possible. Can you see this guy?
Hakim,
This
Hakim,
guy
let me
bought
ask this.
3 times.
Hakim, this page you are now, is it in Power BI, this in our
This
the
is
transform
Power
data
BI.
area?
This is
Is
we
it?
are in Power BI.
How do you open it in Power BI? I'm struggling to open it there.
Just click on data view. Just click on data view. You will see it there. This data view on the left side, report view, data view, and modeling, model view. So go to data
Okay.
view, you see your data there. So let
My
me
own is
remove.
table view, report view. Did it show
The,
how data?
click on the table view. Yeah. Click on
That's
table view. You
why
see
your
there.
own is data, my own is table.
Yeah. Click on table view. It will show.
I can see table. I show it now, but why is it? Why did they give me table view? Why your own is data view?
I don't know why. We need to ask Microsoft
Okay,
that.
thank you.
Okay, good. So now we now come back to model view, our model view now. Let's come to model view. Here we want to create relationship between them. How do we create relationship? There are two ways by which we can create relationship between tables. First method is by drag and drop. If you look at this table, we have sales here and we have calendar here. So we want to connect our date in calendar to the date in sales table. How do we do that? We only do drag and drop. You can do it by dragging the date here. I will click on the date here and drag it and place it on other dates on my sales table. Can you see it? I just drag this and you can see that this relationship is created automatically. And from relationship, you can see we have one, we have asterisk here. That is called one-to-many relationship. It means that on this table, this is a primary key. The date is a primary key here, but the date is a foreign key here. In foreign key, that's why we have the asterisk, and primary key, that's why we have the one. This is one-to-many, and one-to-many relationship, one-to-many relationship, one-to-many, one-to-many relationship. So that is first method, the first way to create relationship between our tables. The second way by which we can create relationship is by using the manage relationship option here. There's a button here called manage relationship.
Sorry, if I may ask, anyone want to relate to any of them, just drag the
Yes,
something to the place
yes,
you want.
that's one.
Anyone you want to just
Yes, that's one method.
okay,
One
just
method
drag
is like
the
just
you
drag
just
and
click on.
place it on top of it. Yeah. Let me delete this and let me delete this and do it again now. I'm going to delete this relationship here. Let me drag it again. Here we have the customer key
Mm,
and here we have customer key, right?
mm, mm.
Let's relationship. So where's customer key here? Okay, this is it, customer key, and here we have customer key. So I will just drag this and place on this customer key. I just place customer key here, and relationship is created. It's as simple as that. That is one method of creating. That's it's just name muted, please. There's noise coming from someone background there. There's noise coming from someone background. So just drag customer key and place on customer key. Relationship is created. That's method one. The method two is by clicking on the manage relationship. When you click on this, then you click on new. These are relationships we already have. You can see we have customer to customer in all sales and customer key. We have all sales, order date, and calendar date. We have product key on sales and product. We have subcategory. So these are the column that leads that create relationship between them. And let's click on the new relationship now. New. So let's create a relationship now between which and which. I think territory and sales. Let's click on the, if you put all sales above and you put territory down, then you select territory key and territory key. We have many to one relationship. It doesn't matter. If you place territory key above and you bring sales table down and you select territory key and territory key, we have one to many relationship. So either many to one or one to many, they work the same way. It's just the concept of which one come first and which one come last. So here is one. This is primary key. Territory key here is what? Is foreign key. And once you make relationship active, just click OK. And it will create the relationship between them. So let's close and see what we have done between territory and sales table. Let's see the relationship being created and let's see what we have. Can you see it's created now? If you click on this line, you can see the relationship between them. Okay, the other one I think is down here. You cannot see it. So let me click on it again. Can you see now? The relationship is created between territory key and sales table. What happens when you want to edit relationship? You have created a relationship, but you can see that there's an error. What do we do? What do we do? You can click on this line. The center here, you double click on it, it will open this for you. This relationship, edit relationship. So now you can now select which column you wanted to create relationship with. If the column you have is wrong before, just select the column you want now and click OK. That's all. That's how to edit relationship. And you can come here also. You can also come here also and do the same thing. Manage relationship, select the relationship and click edit. Edit relationship. So in most cases, Power BI will have created a relationship, but sometimes Power BI will miss out some things. For example, in this case, it could not connect calendar to all six because here we have order date, here we have date. The name are not the same. That's why Power BI could not identify which column to connect with this table. But in other cases where the name are the same, automatically it has created relationship for us. But in this case, see territory, we have territory key here, but here we have sales territory key here. This territory key, this sales territory key. That's the reason why the relationship between them are not created. Are we good to go? Any question at this point? Before I move. Any question? Okay. No question. Let's assume there's no question now. Okay.
Mr.
Now,
Akim, sorry.
yeah.
Mr. Akim, sorry. I was trying to unmute my phone.
Okay.
Seems I'm having difficulties here.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm trying to follow you with what you
Can hear you.
I'm trying to follow you with how you get this, how you arrive here, and how you form this model. Is it going to generate about the system directly for us, this model?
The system will can generate the model by itself. But what I'm explaining is that in some cases, it will not be generated when the field name are not the same. And I cited the example of, you can see here we have product key and product key. That's why system was able to connect them before we even come here. The system has created a relationship here because customer key and customer key are what? Are the same. The system has connected this product category and the subcategory because the name are the same. But system could not identify the date and other dates. They are not the same. Can you see? We have other dates, we have dates. The system could not identify this. In this case, we are going to do this manually. Where the field name are not the same, you're going to use manual method. Either you drag and drop or you use manage relationship. And here also, we have sales territory key. But here we just have territory key here. Territory key, sales territory key. So system cannot identify them also. We have to do it by using manual method. Is it clear?
Okay.
Now.
All right.
Now, last thing here, or semi last here. Semi last thing here. Look at this table. This is our product table. And this is our sales table. How do we relate our sales to category? The sales does not have relationship with category table because there's nothing about category table on this sales table. There's nothing like category and there's nothing like subcategory. But we have something like product key. So the sales table is connected to product key. Product is connected to subcategory and subcategory is connected to category. That is called a snowflake relationship. A snowflake, snow, SNOWFLAKES, snowflake relationship. When there is no direct relationship between two tables, the relationship will now go through another table, the another table, up to that table. And with this relationship, we can still analyze our sales by category name or by subcategory and the product category, because they are now related through the product key and product subcategories. That is called snowflake relationship. Then other thing we can do here is look at this table. Sometimes we don't need some of this information here. Like in this case, birth date. We may not need the birth date. In some cases, if you don't need it, just make it hide. You hide it from. So in our table, we only have only few things that will show when we want to start analysis. Not everything. We don't need long list. You can just hide something. We not delete them. We just hide them. We may not need full name of customer. If you don't need it, just hide it. Okay, let's say we don't need the email address, and we don't need, you hide them. And we don't need which one? Again, we don't need there. Gender, hormonal status, occupation. We may need all this analysis. Okay. We may not need customer key analysis since we have credentialship already, so we don't need it in the analysis. Okay, on the cost, on the here we need, I think we need everything here. On product key, we will not need the product description. We will not need product description. We can just hide it. We can hide product key, and what else again? We hide here. The model name may be hidden. You may hide the product name.
Excuse me, sir. How are you hiding it?
Just
Explain that, yeah.
when you put your cursor here, you see a hard and high. Just click on that
Okay.
high. It will
Okay.
put a line on that. So the product price, I think these are okay. So here we may not need product category key and subcategory key. We only need the name only. Okay. So here also we may not need the key also here. So what I'm doing here is to make the number of data we are going to have to be limited, not just to have a long list. When we click, you see, remember when I came here and I click on the sales table, you can see the long product key. You can see the long list we have. In our Power BI, when we are doing analysis, we don't need all this table. We don't need all this. So anyone we don't need, we just hide it. Like in this case now, let's hide this product SKU. We don't need it. The product style, we may not need it. Just hide them. Just hide them from here. So let's go back to model view. So you can hide them from here. You can hide from a model view also. You can even hide from
Akib,
the main
Akib, you
view.
say we should, are we doing it at the same time as you are doing, or when we finish, we will do?
Are you practicing with us? Are you following me?
No, I'm just listening and be writing. I say you should do hide what? Are we doing it at the same time with you? Or when you finish, you ask us to hide?
If you are just writing, you can quickly write. If you are practicing with me, then you can I can wait for you to try it out. I think most people are following me today. So only Francis is working with me today. Only Francis is working with me. So that's why we have that good speed. Are you okay? So you can quickly write it down. What we are doing now is we are hiding those fields that we will not need in our analysis. We are hiding them.
Then name them. That's what we mentioned. We'll go after we'll do it here because name them.
I don't there are plenty. I've hit so many here.
Next time when you are doing, say please walk along with me. Hide A, hide B. Because you are
Okay.
lecturing, we are listening. We don't know when
Yeah,
we are working
okay.
with you.
Okay. Always look at the screen, please. Don't look at that's why I said you should always use laptop to follow the class. Don't use mobile. Mobile is very small, but no problem, sha. In most cases I've hidden most keys. Most of the keys have been hidden. I've hide most keys. Most of the keys I've hide them already. Most of the keys. Most of the keys are not useful. And those columns like email address has been hidden. The columns like the product color, the product description, product model, all those one has been hidden also. So most keys have been hidden. So those are the major things that I hid in this case. So anything that you think like stock date, if you don't need the stock date, you can hide the stock date. So all those so many columns that we don't need, we just hide them and for all. And last thing I want us to learn here is when you select a column, when you select a field like this, let me look at the country. Where is territory? Let me click on country here. And you come here, you can see the property of this. Here are the property. This is the name, description, synonym. If you scroll down, you can see the data type here. This type is what? Is text. Okay. The format is also text. Then click on advanced. You can see more option here. The column name is country, but the category is uncategorized. So click on uncategorized. What do we have here? You can select country. You can make it a country right here. And this column cannot be summarized, so no summary here. The moment we click on, we change this to country, what happens here? It has changed this to what? To a kind of what do we call this? A geographical whatsoever. So you can see that this is a geographical column from here. The same thing applicable to other ones too. Let's say we select a key. We forgot to
apply this your country to reason again.
Okay. Just click on it and go to property. When you go to property, scroll down, you will see advanced here. Under the advanced, so under the advanced option here, you see categorize. See categorize. So from categorize here, just select the country. Oh, I select county itself. Select country or region. Or if it is state, select state. And just move on like that. The same thing with other columns too. You have a customer key here. You can also come here. Assuming we've not changed it in the Power Query, just come here and change data type to either number or text or anything you want to change it to. So you can still change it. You can change them from here also if you've not changed them in Power Query Editor. So when you come to model view, you see properties. From properties, you can see you can still change the type of the data you have. That's one. Two, you can also come to view here. If you come to data view or table view, as we have in somebody's whatsoever, if you have a table view, now select, let me go back to territory now again. I want to select region now or continent here. When I select continent, I can come back here and still change it. Okay, don't summarize, and I change it to what? To continent. Just select the continent, and we have it as a continent here. Then we have the last one to be what? To region. Let's see the region here. Do we have anything like region? I think no. I think there's nothing like region here. If you like, you can use province or whatever, or county or anything that is that can explain this. But I don't have anything to explain this now. Maybe I could just pick let me just pick I think we should just leave it like that, or just pick a province or state whatsoever. So just to show that you see that now they are carrying this kind of logo that show that these are geographical data. So with that, we are done with our modeling view and relationship creation. Give me a minute, please. Let me change my power source. Battery is low.
Mr. Tamari. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. You didn't help me send the email.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, now that we have created relationship between our tables, now all the tables are now related now. Okay, there's a date. There's date between this. Let's create the relationship between date and the returns. I'm dragging this and put on return date, and that there's relationship between them being created, just like that. Just drag and drop thing, and you have it ready. So this is the relationship between them. That's between date and that. Okay, so this is between product and this. Okay, good. Okay, now let's go back to our report view. Mr. Azan, go ahead with your question.
Yes, sir. Okay. So how do we know which one we should create a relationship with? Because I just saw that you just created a relationship between returns and calendar or something. So I don't. How do we know which one we have to create a relationship with?
Any table that have similar columns can relate together, but in most cases, it will be between primary key and primary key and the foreign key. In most cases, that will give you better results. For example, here we have customer key. You have a customer key. So that shows that the two tables can be related. So it's just a matter of knowing which is primary key and which is foreign key. And the moment you drag it, even Power BI itself, we identify which is primary and which is foreign key. But in other cases too, which is not advisable, we can have what is called many-to-many relationship. There's product key here, there's product key here. Here is foreign key, here is foreign key. But in these cases, except a professional, it will give you an error in most cases. So unless you know how to use it very well, it will create error. But the standard is one to many or many to one. So something must be similar. There must be something that can connect them before you can create relationship between them. If there's nothing that leads them together, the relationship will not work. Example now, if I drag something from return now, and if I drag product key, if I drag product key and place on this place, that cannot work. It cannot work except between the territory key and territory key here. So if I drag this to this now, it will work. Or I drag this to this. That's the relationship between territory key and this key. No, if there's nothing to relate them, please don't create relationship between them. Is that okay now?
Okay,
There
that's
must be
fine.
something that make
That's
you
fine.
to understand them. Yeah.
Okay. The last time you said about when names are not the same, for instance, date or whatever, I say how do you merge them together?
And
You step in.
just drag in now. Just do it yourself. Power BI has done the remaining ones. Those names that are
Okay.
the same, Power BI has done them. But those ones that are not the same, that is this is another example of them now. The territory
Okay.
key and territory key.
You can
Power
drag
BI
it
does
and
not
merge them
Power BI does not understand it, so we can use it. We can use manual method by
to merge them. Okay.
dragging and drop. Or we use this to create this between them.
Okay.
Okay, so now we can go back to our report view now. Let's go back to our report view and see how we build our dashboard in Power BI. Now, on the left side here, we have data. These are our data. If you expand this, you see all the columns that are left. The column that we did not hide, you see them. Can you see all the columns that we've not hide, we've not hidden, or that are not hidden? Here are they. Here are the columns that we have not hide. If you want to hide them, you can still hide them from here. If you want to hide, you can still hide here. You get it now, so that you don't have long list. Just the compact one that you need. Just the column you need will be shown here. You see, customer, we have removed so many columns that we don't need. So instead of having the long list, we have hide them. Can you see them now? So that is the essence of that hidden. That is the essence of hiding them. Yeah. Okay. Now, next to that, you see visualization. Visualization. So, and you can see different charts here. Different type of charts are here. So we have the bar chart, we have column chart, we have the clustered bar, the clustered column, we have 100% stack, 100% column, line chart, area chart, stacked area chart, combo line, combo what do you call it? Combo chart again. The combo chart are where you have like what we have in our Excel dashboard, where we have the column chart and the line chart together. So when you have two type of chart together, we call it the combo chart. We have waterfall, we have funnel charts, and others like that. So these are the different charts that we have as the default in Power BI. However, there are ways you can still bring in more visuals that are not shown here. Now, first thing first, let's see how we bring our data into this. Now, I'm going to select the card visual in the center here. You see something here called card. You see 1, 2, 3 on it. This is called a card visual. I'm going to select the card visual, and you can see a plain visual here. This is a plain visual. Now, let me select the all sales here, and our sales. I think these are our sales. This is where we have our sales. Just click on this price, and you see the total sales that we had. So our total sales now is what? 24.91 million. The total sales is 24.91 million. So this kind of summary is called implicit measure. There are two types of measures, way to measure our data. We have implicit and we have explicit measure. This is called implicit measure. Another one is what? Explicit. So you're going to see how that works too. Now, I'm going to introduce us to what is called DAX now. DAX is called data analysis expression. In Excel, remember we have formulas. We have formulas in Excel. But in Power BI, we have formulas, but here it is not called formula. It is called data analysis expression. In Power BI and Power Pivot, it is called data analysis expression. That is called DAX. DAX. Data analysis expression is called DAX. So let's quickly see how that works. Now, I'm going to click on my sales table, on my sales, and I click on new measure. New measure.
Sorry.
So I want to,
Okay, when you are bringing this 24 point something, did you drag to put there or you double click?
I just check it. I just click on the box and it went there. You can also drag it. You can drag it. You can click on it. You can anywhere you go. It will go. Is that okay? Okay. I want to get my total sales. My total sales equals to sum for the bracket. When my alt says I want to add this column together, the column where we have price together, I close the bracket and I click enter. I've just created a DAX measure now called total sales. Can you see it here? Under the sales table now, you can see a total sales here that is carrying a kind of calculator sign. These are first DAX formula now. Can you try that if you are working with me? Francis.
Undo and do it again, please.
Yeah. Francis, can you try it out? I'm going to delete it and do it again. Delete from model. Now, yeah. So click on your all sales. Just right click on it When you right click on it, or you click on, you can see new measure here also. So if you right click, just see new measure. Click on new measure and change the measure name to total sales. Change the measure name to total sales. So Francis, change the measure name to total sales. Then here we have equals to sum, open the bracket. We want to get our total sales, and we remember that our sales column, this is where we have our quantity times price. You remember? So click on this and close the bracket. You want to sum everything in this column together and click enter. Now we have just created a measure called total sales. This is an explicit measure in the fact that we can reuse this in so many formula. Why this one is just to build visual only. So in most cases, we use explicit measure for our analysis in Power BI because you can build and build on it. You can use it for so many things in the analysis. But if you just bring your columns, you just bring your columns into the analysis, it will give you the visual. You can use it for a visual. So let's quickly check. Let's check if our measure is working. I'm going to click again on the card visual and I will check this box now. I just check that box. Now you can see that we have the same total 24.91 million, 24.91 million. So by using the DAX formula, we're able to summarize our sales into what? Into this total sales formula, which is called data analysis expression. So that's our first formula for the day. So I'm going to take, okay, let me leave the two of them side by side. Now, let's do one more thing on these sales that we have here. Now, I want to change it from card visual to a chart now. Let me just click on any chart. Can you see it has changed? Let me click on this chart again. It has changed. Now, I want to analyze my sales by the product that we have or product category that we have. I want to analyze my data based on what? Category. Remember, the moment I click on the bar chart here, now we have y-axis and x-axis. Now have, unlike when we have the card visual only have one field. Just put our sales there, that's all. But when I click on this, we now have y-axis, x-axis, legend, small multiples, tooltip, and so many and so many and so many there. So what we will need now, for now, is about y-axis and x-axis. I want to analyze our sales based on the category. Just check your category box. Now we have our sales based on the category. Can you see the sales based on the category? One category gives us almost all the sales. The other category does not have anything. We have the fourth category does not have anything at all. So only this category has information. So if you try the same thing on this, it will still work for you because whether you use implicit or explicit measure, you're still going to get the same thing. If you want to change it again, you can still change it to column chart. It will still work for you. Column chart again, it will work. It doesn't matter. So to change from one visual to another visual is just a click. With a click, it will change from one visual to another visual. Is that okay now? That is how to create your visual. So in essence, what we are saying is that to create a visual, select the visual you want to create and drag the whatever you want to drag into the available field. So I'm going to leave this for now and remove this delete. So let me drag this place and let's create okay, let's create a visual like that. I'm going to click on the bar chart again. Now, I want to analyze my sales using the total sales and product subcategories. Check this box, and we have product subcategories here. Can you see there? Why some are making more sales for us, the other ones are just there. Okay, is that clear? How to create the card visual and the bar chart.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, now let's create another measure again. I want to know I want to know the number of customer we have. Let's know the number of customer we have. I'm going to click on this customer and I right click. There are two ways. If I bring in my customer here, just like this, let me just select the customer, maybe customer name or whatever, customer name or email address or anything here. There's the name again, full name. Can you see what we have here? We have all the names. But if you look at this place, just like when we click on this, we have total sales there. The moment the first one we did in explicit, the explicit measure we did earlier, where we bring in our total sales here, like this, where we bring in this, we have, we change it to visual, card visual. We can see that there is a drop down here where you can change from sum to anything. By default, it has summed the column, but we can say, okay, no, we don't want the sum, we want the average, we want the minimum, we want to count, we want to do so many things, we can do so many things while we are here under this place. So I'm going to remove this now. Now let's apply that to the customer list here. Now, we want to know the number of customers we have. What do? We just count. Count number of customers we have, or we use distinct count. When you use distinct count, that one will tell you that it will show only the name that are not duplicated. The distinct count will remove all duplicate for you. Now you can see we have 18,148 customers. This is implicit measure, but let's use the normal measure, which is explicit, to get something that can be reusable. I'm going to click on my customer table and I click on new measure again. New measure. You can also click on new measure from top. When you click on the view, you can also click on new measure from anywhere. So I'm going to get total number of customers now. The number of customers. Number of customers. How do we get that? Just use count function. Use count function. We want to count the number of customer key that we have, and we close the bracket. Hit enter. Count function will give us the number also. So you can see we have the new measure here inside our customer table. Now, how do we use that? Let's select a new card visual and the select number of customer. It will come into the field automatically. Now we have 56 customer. Why? What is wrong? Here we have 56 customer here. Here we have 18 customer. 18,000 here. 6,000 here. What is wrong? There is something wrong somewhere. We count the number of here we use the number of keys that we have. Then what is wrong here? Is it because we use the name? Let's check here. The count of full name. Is the full name not up to the list? Let's check from the full name and see this count name. Yeah. Let me remove this and bring something else again. View, full name, gender, this. Okay, let's do something here. Let me unhide something here and see. Let's unhide something here from the customer table. What are we having the difference? Okay, customer key. Let me for customer key. Is there a name that are duplicated? Possibly. Maybe some names are duplicated, but I think that should not be. So I'm going to select customer key and let's summarize it by count. We have 18,148. Okay. Now we count the ID. It's giving us error. I think we got something wrong here, truly. Since each row represents each customer. So instead of using the count option, let's use count row. Let's count the number of row we have here and see what we're going to get. So let's select this and where is the visual? Where is the, this is it, right? Let's edit this and change it to count rows. Count rows instead. Count rows. So the count rows now, let's bring it. Which table are we counting? Customer table. And let's close the bracket. Hit enter. Now we should get something better now. I think I used the wrong formula before. So the count rows will tell us the number of rows we have in our cells, in our customer table, which also signify the number of customers that, since each row represents each customer. So I think we now get the same thing now. 18,140 and 18,000 customer. So we can take this one off now that we get our number of customer. So those are just a simple DAX formula that we can quickly learn here now. Okay. Any question at the point?
For those who understand, for me, I'm lost.
Where do you lost?
Ah, oh my God.
We counted the number. We had sales together, sum of sales, and we counted the rows of our customer. So where do you lost there?
From the what they call from that card what?
From where?
From that card. From where you write we started with card.
Card.
What
Okay.
is
I
the,
know.
the
Is that what?
Yeah, I think it's.
Hello. Somebody say something. Somebody say me.
No, I thought Mr. Joffrey. I wanted him to finish.
Okay.
So I have
I
a
think
question.
I think it's done. Ask your question.
Okay. Okay, it's about the measures.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, do we actually you is it really needed? As in, can't we use some of the, because I noticed that you opened count beside each one. You can use count, you can use the sum provided there. Do we actually have to use the measures? The
Okay.
new measures that
I
people
I
have.
I I said two things. I said there are two measures. Using this measure here, you can use this measure to build your visuals, which I already explained earlier. I said that is an implicit measure. You can use the measure here. Let's say you count like we did earlier, something like this. You can select your column and use this measure to summarize whatsoever. Yeah, it is possible to use this, right? You can use this. It is possible. But the issue with this is that you cannot reuse this in other analysis. So in most cases, you still need measure to do more. If you want to drill down on this on customer. If you just want to analyze customer alone, you may not need DAX. But when you want to do more on the same customer, which I'm still going to show you, assuming you want to know how many male customer, want to get the number of male customer, get number of female customers. So that formula can be built on can be rebuilt on this, and will give us something faster than to be filtering and filtering and filtering. Is that okay now?
Okay.
So the DAX formula will always be helpful when we want to do more analysis on what you have done. But to build visual only, to build visual only, you can just select the column and select the other column that are related, and then you move on. For example, like in this case now, you just come here and you select customer key already. Just come to the server and select. Okay, we have customer. Let's see the agenda. Just select this, and you see them side by side, gender, male and female. So you can build visual based on this, just clicking only. But when you want to do more calculation, we need this to achieve more in terms of that. So we're going to see how we're going to use them as we progress in the analysis. So for Mr. Geoffrey, I think Mr. Geoffrey was the one talking there, that he lost. Please don't get lost. When you are creating, when you want to summarize something, just like we did in Excel, we want to know our total sales. How do we get our total sales? If you want to get total sales from formula, Mr. Geoffrey, I want you to tell me, how do we get total sales from these columns? These are the columns we have.
That's quantity times price.
We have done that already. You can do it, but we have got this price is the result of quantity times the product price. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have done quantity already. You have multiplied already. If you have not
Okay.
multiplied, you can multiply also here. But since we have multiplied before, so let's get, how do we get the total sales? Yeah.
It will be sum of all that column of
price, right?
the cost, also sum of all the price.
That's what we did here. That's what we did here. You got it.
Sum.
We have total sales of the sum of price in all sales table. And this all sales table, just sum all the prices together. That's how we get our total sales. Exactly now. That's how we do it. Now, in the case of the customer, we want to know how many customers we have. On the normal day, how do we
that's why we are there. I mean, this price there.
Hello, Mr. Geoffrey. In the terms of customers, how do you think we can get number of customers we have? We have number of customers. How do you think we can get number of customers we have?
You will count all the number of customers in that customer number line.
Exactly now. So what we did now is just to use a function called count rows, since each customer occupy each row. So we just count row by row. We use count row function. There's a function called what? Count rows. So we just count the rows of the this table, the customer table, and that's how we get the number of customers we have. Is that clear now? So now you are not lost again. You are with us now. You have catch us. Okay. Now let me also look at something else again. Okay. Okay, let's quickly build something again from this number of customer that we have. Can somebody quickly build? I want to build a let me see, what can I build from this? Okay, somebody to guide me. I want to analyze my customer based on either their home owner or not home owner. I want to create a pie chart. I want to create a pie chart to show how many of our customers are home owners and how many of them are not home owners. Can somebody help me out, please? I need a help. Who can help me? How can I get pie chart?
We will click on the 18,000, and from there, yes.
Okay. I don't want to use
Then
this one. I want just create from scratch now.
Okay, from scratch.
Yes.
Okay, we need to get 18,000 again.
Okay. Which chart? Can I just click on 18,000, or I should click on any chart here?
No, we're going to click on the
Okay, let me do it.
on the cards.
Let me do as you said. I've clicked on 18,000. I've clicked on number of customers we have. This 18,000.
Okay, then from there we now click on the home owner.
Home owner. I click on home owner. Okay.
Then
Yes,
from
again.
there, you say you want to do pie chart.
Pie chart, yes.
Yes, so from this homeowner, from the property of the homeowner, this homeowner.
Okay.
I think we have
From where?
number of customers. What is there? Can you check on number of customers? Okay, it's there already. So now
Yeah.
click on pie chart.
I click on pie chart, right? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, this is pie chart. Okay, that's good. We have our pie chart, too. True. That's a very good method. Who else can you take another method of creating the pie chart again? Somebody else again. Another one from scratch again. Pie chart. Okay. Another method. Okay, let me say I want to create a column chart. I want to use I want to analyze our sales based on the customer card. We want to know which customer card give us more sales. Can somebody guide me through on how, not you again though, please. Another person now. Dr. Tomori, are you there? Hello? Dr. Tomori, are you there? Francis, are you there? Hello? Let me see names of people who are with me. I think some people are not, I'm no longer here. Okay. Anna, Madam Anna Olaolu, can you unmute and help me out?
I'm here.
I want to create the sales analysis of based on the customer cards, and I want to use column charts. Can you tell me how to go about it? Can you guide me through?
Column charts. So I
Yes.
think you just go to all this diagram, you look for column charts.
Okay, I have column chart here. Let me use
You
start
click it,
column
you
now.
click on it.
I click on it already.
Yeah. What do you want to create?
I want to see my sales analysis based on the customer card.
So you now go to sales.
So sales.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other you click on it.
I click on sales already. Yes. Which one? What am I selecting here?
The based on price. Now you click on price. Commission price.
The price. I want to use price. Okay, I can use price. Okay. Which
Yes,
one? I can use price. I can use total sales. And okay, yeah. I've explained the two before. Okay, I've clicked on it. It's now in the y-axis. Okay. What is again do I do? Based on the customer card. What do I do now?
I'm just following you. I'll watch it
The
later.
person that brought this to pie chart, where did he click? I click on that center. The 5 times is not showing up.
Just continue with us. Don't worry. Just see. Okay, I want to analyze based on the customer card. Madam Olaolu, yeah. What do I do? I've selected my sales, and I told you what I wanted to do. What else do I need now again to analyze this thing based on my customer card?
So we look for our x and y axis.
Y-axis is there already. The sum of price, we have the sum of price in in y-axis. You mean our x-axis. What are we going to put in our x-axis now?
So please, can you repeat the question again? You want to analyze based on what?
Customer card.
Customer card. Then we'll put all sales.
Yes, we have put all sales already. What is left now? Customer card. That's all.
Customer card.
You just select the customer card. Now you have the visual ready. Your sales has been broken down to the number of customers you have. The card we have silver card, classic card, gold card, and platinum card. You remember the card we have? Classic card is between less than 50,000. Gold card, silver card is between 50 and 100,000. Between 100 and 150,000, above 150,000. So you can see the number of sales we made from each of these group of people. So which means we made more sales from people in the category of silver card, people who make money who make annual income between 51,000 to 100,000 are our main customer. And we also have between 0 and 50,000. So that means between 100,000 and 50,000, these are our main customers. So we have little customer among the anything above 100,000 and 150,000. So that's just a simple way to analyze our analysis. Let me remove it. I want somebody else. Mr. Geoffrey. No, back to you. Mr. Geoffrey.
Yes, I'm watching Nigerian match.
No, don't watch. Now, I want to recreate the pie chart again. This time around, I want to use donut chart to analyze my customer based on their gender. Donut chart my number of customers based on gender. Can you tell me what I'm going to do?
Based on the gender, dear man.
Yes. Let me.
That you will just go and click on the gender.
Okay, I'm just going to click on gender. Okay, let me click on gender.
Where is the pie? You have brought the pie chart again. Where is the pie chart coming from?
I just use Control Y, Control Z to return them. I want to leave them again. Okay, I've clicked on gender. I can see I have F, M, and NA. That's my area. What else do I click on again? I want to create. Please don't help him for now. Don't help him, people. Makachuku.
No, the thing is when I click on my card and I'm trying to click on the particular data I want to get, it's like it shows F, M, and
I'm not practicing because you are here. I thought that you'd be doing it.
Coloring is not showing. I don't think there's a problem.
You said what? When you click on your gender, you have F, M, and NA.
Yes, but the pie chart doesn't come up.
Me too. My own don't see my own too. It's not coming up. And Mr. Geoffrey will be the one.
You clicked on the all sales now. You have not clicked all sales too. Where's the all sales?
All sales. Okay. I want to analyze my customer, not sales. I want to analyze my customer based on the agenda. All sales. I've clicked on all sales. What do I do? I want to analyze my customer.
Click on your customer.
The customer is here.
Customer name, full name.
Customer full name. Okay.
Yeah.
I should leave gender B. Okay.
Then you need to look where you put the Y. The Y, where's the Y axis? This is showing column. The full name should be on the X axis. Gender will be on the. I mean the full name will be on.
We don't have X axis here now. How do we get X axis? That's the issue now. How do we get X axis?
Mr. Kim, let me explain.
Yeah, so someone want to pay you. You are going to pay fine, Mr. Geoffrey, to this woman.
First of all, you click on the pie chart card.
I first click on the donut chart, Mr. Geoffrey. Next time, click on donut chart first.
Do not chat first. Then you now click on the customer card. You are custom. You said you want to based on customer card and gender.
You first click on the. You first click on do not chat. Are you
Do
getting
not
us?
chat. Yes.
Now the next thing is what? Click on
The
gender.
gender.
Yes, you can see the gender now in the legend. What's it then? What are you analyzing? Number of customer.
Customer card.
That is it.
Number of customer.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's the gender I want to use. Yeah, we're using gender. Can you see now that we just click on the gender and the number of customers only? But make sure you select the chart you want to use. That is the long process that we took here before. The first thing is that select the visual you want to use. Then what do you want to do? I want to check my customer based on what? Gender. Then you select the customer and you select the gender. So the gender, we have the gender under the legend, which is the color we have, and we have the value, the number of customer on the, because if you don't select your visual, you will not know what to
You must first of all select the either the pie chart or the whatever, then you now
exactly.
begin to.
Because if you don't select it, you will not know what you need. You know, you are talking of x-axis, y-axis. Is there any
Okay, yeah.
x-axis in pie chart?
No, no.
Pie does not have x-axis and does not have y-axis.
Okay.
Is that clear
Now,
now?
what is
Yeah.
the purpose of the new measures? Is it want to bring additional information into the data we have at the right hand color? You now use new measures to create them. Is that the reason?
The new measure are created to summarize is a way to use formula to get information from our tables.
Okay.
Use formula to get our sales and our customers.
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
clear? Yeah, it's but we don't call it formula
Because
here.
if you check the
We call it DAP.
24.9 something, when we did it at the price something, we have the same price. When you now do some of that, they still have the same thing. There was no variation
Yes.
or differences.
There's no variation, no. But except that the reason I have said the reason for this is that we can build more formula on this. We are going to we are still getting there, but I don't want us to start with them with a difficult formula first. Let's start with a small formula, simple formula, before we now add some other formulas to it. Okay, one more feature before we go back to this thing. Okay, Mr. Hold on, please. Who else do I call? Felix. Mr. Felix, are you there? Can you unmute? Mr. Felix Epeyong, can you unmute? I want to analyze my total sales based on gender. Total sales based on gender. Now over to you. Felix Epeyong. Felix, no one talk. Wetin happen? Okay, let another woman will help you out. If you want talk, now woman go dey help you. Help you don't know anything now today. Okay, a
you
pie
click
chart.
on yes, you click on the pie chart.
I click on the pie chart. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
We now click on what we want to analyze.
What and what? Total sales by gender.
Okay, we'll click on the total sales.
Total sales. Okay.
We also click on the gender.
Gender. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You can see the sales we make from a gender male customer and female customer. So it's almost like the same amount of sales from them, each of them. That means the gender does not really affect our product. If you look at the customer, number of customers we have almost like a 50% customers. If you look at this, and even the sales we make from them is almost like equal, 12.5 and 12.2. That means so you can mute back, please. So
okay,
it
sir.
means
Thank you,
that it means that the number of our product is not really influenced by gender. Yeah, it does not really influence by gender. So that means our sales does not really to focus. We don't need to focus our attention on it. But in the case of this, we need to focus more attention on people who are earning between 100,000 and below. because they give us more sales than to focus on these people who are earning all the money of this world. Okay, good. So that is just I just use that little approach so that we can all see how to build visual. I think building visual now is very easy now. You can see that to build visual is very easy in Power BI. Now, let's go back to our DAX, our DAX function. Now, there is a practice. It's not compulsory, but it's a practice that when you are building, when you are writing DAX, it's always good to have you can see that we have one DAX formula here, another one here. You can have as many DAX formula as possible, and they scatter all around. The standard is, or the better approach is, create a new table and put all your DAX in a single table. Create a table and put all your DAX in what? In a single table. How do you do that? You can just come here on the home tab, you see enter data. Click on enter data. We are creating a new table now from within Power BI and come here and call it DAX table or all DAX. DAX, we call it all DAX so that it can be up because of the A. All DAX. All our expression just load. Now we have a new table here called all DAX now to show up here in a moment. Coming up, all DAX. So that's a new table we just created. Is it. Now we want to move all our measures into that table. And what do you do? Just select the measure you have. Select the measure. And when you click on the measure, you see table tool and measure tool. What can we do to this measure? Because okay, the name is correct. The home table is all sales. So I want to move it from all sales to what? To all DAX. That's just it. And if you want to change the currency, you can change it. I don't want pounds. I want my currency to be what? To be naira or pounds or euro or yens or anything you want to change. You can change your currency here. Let's change to dollar. And we don't want 2 decimal place. We only want 1 decimal place. That's okay. So now I'm done with my total sales. What about customer? I want to bring my customer also into the same place. Total customer DAX, my explicit measure here. Just click on this and change the home table to what? All DAX. Okay, I want to have it as a 1 decimal place. Select this, and that is it. 18.1K. If you don't want it formatted in that way, you can always go ahead and change it to number or whatever. Okay, that is that. We have table tool also, where you can also do anything to your table, but there's nothing we are doing here for now. Okay, now let's say.
Sorry, Mr. Akin. So what is the essence of creating new table, bringing in new table? Is it just to show the report?
No. Just to house we don't want our DAX formula to scatter, so that we have one DAX formula here, as another here. So when you want to work, you'll be selecting them all around. So the best practice is just put them in a single table. That's all. Okay. So we can hide this and have just these two, this thing here. So when next you want to create a new visual now, just click on the Alt DAX and create new measure. Okay, so any measure we create now, because the table you click on, when you click on new measure, that's where your measure is going to reside, unless you change it to another table. Now, this time around, I want to calculate. Now, there's something that very, very important in analysis. Okay, we want to know how many male customer do we have. Want to calculate, we want to use calculate, we want to calculate how many male customer do we have. So this is the point. This at this point, we have to build on the measure we already have. So I'm going to see how to do that. We want to know number of male customer that we have. Number of male customer. So this time around, I'm going to use a formula called calculate function. Calculate function. So the first thing is asking for is what? Is expression. It's asking for what? Expression. The expression now is the expression we already have before is the number of customer. The total, the aggregate. Since we already have how many customer we have, because okay, from number of customer we have, comma. We want to filter something out now. We want to see where gender, click on gender, equals double quote male. Is it M or male we have in our this thing? I think it's M or male. Did you change it to male? Can't remember. I think it's M. Let me check, sir. Let me first do it. Where this equals to M, double quote, I think it's M, double quote, and close the bracket. So where customer gender equals to M, and click enter. Let's see what we have here and see if it is M. If M is correct, let's go back to customer table. Gender, is it M? Okay, I think it's M. Yeah, correct. I'm correct. Where gender is M, so it should give us the number of customer, that number of male customer now. So let's check if it's working. I click on card visual. Most cases we use card visual to check numbers because it will show the numbers to you in terms of real number. Number of male customers, we have 9,126 customers. Again, let me repeat the formula again. Let me delete this and do the formula again. Delete from model. Yeah. So I click on all DAX and I click on new measure. New measure. So it's opening the formula bar for me. So I'm going to name this one male customer. Male customers equals to, I said we should use what function? Calculate function. It's the expression, there are two things that we need here. We must first show the summary that we already, the aggregate we already have. If you don't have aggregate before, you can type here. You can first type formula here, count rows, or blah 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 blah. That's our expression. Or sum of total sales, all those formulas. You can bring the formula here also. But since we already have the formula, we already created number of customer already. Because okay, from the number of customer that we have, comma, go to gender column. Check where gender equals double quote M. Please, unlike the M code, the code we have that we copied yesterday in our advanced editor is called M code in Power Query. Here is DAX formula. DAX is case sensitive. If it is small m and we put capital M here, it will not work. Oh. If it is capital M and you put small m here, it will not work. So you must check. That's why I went back to check the case then. So where gender equals to hem, count it for me, calculate it for me. It will tell us number of male customer we have. So now we can bring our customer here.
What is it now? No.
So now we have our male customer to be 9,126. Mr. Azan,
Sir.
we want to know the number of female customer we have. Number of female customer that we have.
Okay.
Oh, okay, no. I want to know the number of married customer. Number of married customer that we have. Married customer. Let's look at it before we go there. I'm clicking on my customer table. So it's M and S. They used to separate them, Abi. M and S only. I think it's M and S only. Yeah. M and S. Okay, good. Okay, tell us how many. We want to calculate how many married customer we have.
Okay. Then we'll open the measure box. New
Okay.
measure.
I'm opening it now. Okay. What am I using? Which formula am I using now? I'm calling them married customer now.
Okay, married customers. I think it's the number of customers measure that we use.
Married
customer.
Customers equals to, okay. Where do I start? What formula am I using now? What formula am I using?
Calculate.
Calculate. Yes. Put the bracket.
So the expression will be number of customers.
Number of customers. Okay. Comma.
Then
marital status.
Okay, yeah, marital status. Thank you.
Oh, it's only ladies that are helping all of you today. Within the apple. Marital status.
No, I'm trying to recall. I was trying to recall
okay.
the yeah.
I know. I'm just joking.
Then we'll put in bracket M.
Double quote, not bracket.
Double quote. Oh, sorry. Double quote.
Yeah.
M.
Double quote. Double quote. M. Capital M.
Yeah.
Double quote again and close the bracket. Enter. So in a simple way, that's the way to calculate, to check number of. If you want to find number of something within the column, within the table, use calculate function to get that. Now, if you want to get number of, okay, let's quickly see if that is working. If it is working, let's see. I want to see. Let me see if it's working first, madam. I will come back. Number of married customers. Sorry, I will come back to you. Okay, it's working too. We have 9,800 married customer. Okay, good. Go ahead with your question.
That is the question I wanted to ask. I said when you press enter, where will the answer show?
It will not show.
So that's what you did now.
Not show. It will not show until you
go and
use.
Click on it.
You can use card visual to bring it out, or you just click on it. If you just click on it, it can pick. You can use it up bar chart or column chart to display. Now you have to change it. You have to click on the card visual to see in number, to see the number itself. Is that okay? Now, if you want to calculate the female customer, now there are two methods to do that. You can use calculate function to do that. You can also use number of customer minus male customer. Is that clear? You want to know number of female we have now, or number of single customer we have. You can just say, okay, new measure. Just say new measure, and that will show up. Then we just come here and we type number of single customer before the equals to single customers, single customers. You can say, okay, oh, what is happening? Come on. Single customer equals to what? Equals to total customer, sorry, number of customers minus married customers. So these are the essence of using uh, explicit measure. Can you see that you can still build we are now building formula on formulas. This is a formula, this is a formula. You get it now? We are now building one on another one. But if you don't have number of customers before, you cannot use the one we selected under this place to build anything. You can only use to build visual only. We cannot work with it or perform operation on it. Okay. Next thing I want us to learn is we want to get the percentage of single customer here, right? I mean, see, we just use formula to get this. We want to know the percentage of single customer. How do we get the percentage of single? We want to know the percentage. What is the percentage of this single customer? What is the percentage? And the percentage of the married customer. How do we get that? Can somebody try? Just try. So just try. Now
So
we
we
cannot use
click
our
on.
new measure.
Do we have to use new measure?
Okay. Let me. If I don't use new measure, let's see how we are going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the data side, under the data, put
Okay.
the customer. Check single customers.
Single customers.
Right click.
Yes.
Right click it.
Yes.
Is there a way you can right click it?
Okay. Right click on it. Okay. I right click on it.
Okay. There's no. I thought it was going to bring out this percentage. Okay. Sorry, then we'll have to calculate it then.
Okay. Let's calculate it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. New measure.
New measure. Okay.
Is it percentage rate of
Percentage. Yeah. I want
percentage
to
of
know
single customer?
percentage of our single customer or the married customer. Anyone. Let me
Okay.
input it there. Percentage of married.
Married. Okay.
Yeah. Equals to
Calculate.
calculate again. No.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
put us
Okay.
now to calculate.
Let's put so
Let's use our Excel. Let's use our normal mathematics. Now at this point, like I said earlier, when we want to get single customer, we just minus the same thing.
okay.
We can just say, okay, married customer divided by. Can you see the division sign that we know in our this thing?
Yeah.
Divided by
100.
number of customer.
By total
Number of customer,
customer
and that's
times
that's
100.
number of customer. Yes, times exactly. You can bracket it and times 100, but that's not needed. You just convert the 0 point whatever to percentage here. That's all.
Okay.
So now we have it here. Let's see what's going to give us. Let me check the number. We have 0.54. Okay, let's click on it again and come here, change it to percentage. This is percentage here. Change your percentage here. It will change it to percentage for us. 54.09%.
Wow.
You can change it. You can change it. You can change it to 1 decimal place or 0 decimal place, whatever you want. You can always do that, and that is it.
Okay. Wow, it's very very simple and
Yeah. So
straightforward.
at this point, just use the mathematical. So you can. That's why I said that you can build formula upon explicit. When you have a measure, your total sales, you can always build something on them, build on them, build on them. Okay. Let me use new measure again. Let me use another formula for divide also. There is a formula in a Power BI called divide itself. Divide itself. Let's say percentage of male customer now. Percentage of male customers. Male customer or male. It's okay. We can use divide. There's a divide function itself. The numerator will be what? The small one, IB. That is male customer, comma, number of customer, that is 2. Alternative result is 0. In case if it is giving us error, just put 0 here and close the bracket. If you don't put alternative, it will still give you your answer because it's in the square bracket. So let's check that if it is working. The same thing we are going to do. Click on this and make it percentage here. Now let's see it in the card visual and see what it's going to give us. Select a card visual here and let's see the number of male customer that we have. 50.29%. So we can use, so now at this point we are using what? The previous knowledge you already have, mathematics or Excel or whatever, to build on our visual. Now before we call it a day, let me quickly introduce one more thing. Sorry, please. You remember we have been using new measure so far. Guys, it's not just new measure. If you click on quick measure too, you can still quickly build any formula you want to build also. But for now, let's quickly introduce another area called new column. Remember, in our while we are working with our calendar, we just selected all our days, all the date, year, or whatever. Also in Power BI, the same way we created all our cards, customer cards, to merge column. We can also do all those things here in Power BI. But here we are going to use DAX formula. Get it done here. All the nested if this column is this, give us this, if this, all those things we did in the bottom. It's very simple. It's very simple to do it in Power Query, but we just learn some of them in Power BI also, which we can always learn more and develop later in future too. So let's quickly look at the calendar as an example. We want to generate year. Assuming we don't have year before, I want to generate our year now. What do? Just click on new column. New column. We are going to make use of the knowledge of Excel here now. If you want to get year in Excel, how do we get year? Can you tell me how to get the year in Excel? Year 2 now. We already have 1 year already. Can you tell me how to extract year from this date in Excel? What formula are we going to use in Excel? Year function. We use year. There's a year function here. So the year function we now select what? It's asking for what? Date. After the year function, it's asking for what? Date. Now let's bring our date. Which date do you want? The date from calendar date. Calendar date. This is the date you want to extract from. Close the bracket, hit enter. So it will quickly extract our years for us. So this is how to make use of what do we call it? This is how to make use of our DAX function to create a new column. Now, you want to create month. You just use month and you put your customer date there. It will give you all this 1, 2, 3. It will get you for 1, 2, 3. The same thing with your days also. Can also give you this weekday. Weekday will give you this also. But if you want to get the name of the month, what do? You want to know the name of the month, either the month, January, February, or the day name. In that case, we're going to change the formula now. We're going to click on the new column. We're here, calendar table. Click on new column now. Let's generate a new column from here. I want to create the month name. The month name. Month name. You remember in Excel, we use what is called text function. Text function in Excel. Sorry. Month name. Name 2. In Excel, we use text function, but in Power BI, we use formats. Please note that. This is one of the formula that is different in Excel. This is one of the formula that is different in Excel. Concatenate can also work here, but it can only concatenate only 2 things together. But if you use ampersand can do more than 2. You get it now. So many formula we learn in under our text function work here. So many formulas, except for VLOOKUP, for table, those things. But so many functions we learned can work here. The proper function, lower function, upper function, stream functions, all those functions will work perfectly in DAX also. So format, we are formatting what? We are formatting date, calendar date, comma, which is asking for format now. Double quote, or 3M or 4M, anyone you like. Close the bracket, enter. If it is day, just put D or 3D. Format the date and put D. That's all. You extract the date from this. Remember, we can also use it for other formulas in this. I want to know end of the month, expected date. Assuming there is want to know expected date. Maybe we have customers that want to know when their payment is due. Assuming their payment is due after like 3 months, when they have after they have bought something like 3 months, what do? We just create a new column and we use a function called eDate. There's a function called what? eDate in Excel too. We also have in Excel eDate. Oh, sorry. Expected date or due date. That is, whoever buys something on a day must pay within 3 months. Let's say it's 3 months. eDate is equal to the start date. Is one date. The date is to use the calendar date. Whoever buy anything on the 4th of January, comma, is has to pay in 3 months. You can see the start date and the month. Just put 3 months here. Close the bracket. Hit enter. So the person is expected to pay at on this also date. Now we don't want the format to be date and time. We only want date only. Let's pick date only and MDY, DDMNYY. Let's pick this and move on from there. So these are just simple things that we've learned so far in Excel, and we can also transfer into the Power BI.
How did you format again? How did you format it?
I just change it here. There's format option here. You can see different options for my dates. I can format my date in any way here. So I just select the one I prefer at this point, and that is that. Any question at this point? So I think we can stop here for now. So we can use the week to review what you have done. So by next week, we'll now complete our course on this. We had it. We have. Let me see the timetable we have. Okay. So I think now we have. I'm able to do just some things now. We're able to do visualization a bit, expression, some distant. Okay, we not do distant count. Calculate column and measure. Calculate functions, date and time, and dash function text. Okay, it's not done. So by next week we are going to start from. We're going to some of this here. Then the text functions, logical functions. Then we have created some charts. Then the page settings and dashboard. So we are going to use the last class, which is 4 hours, to round up with the Power BI. But I want to implore everyone to try as much as possible to go through what we have done before the next class. Any question before we round it up? Any question?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Mine is not a question, but I just want to make I just want to beg.
Okay,
On
beg
the
you.
yes, on this particular aspect of Power BI.
Okay.
My area of pleading is based on that recording. The recording. The other one we recorded through YouTube. It wasn't as the previous one you did. I want to plead if we could adopt the previous method you used in the very first day we had Excel with you. The first Excel we had with you, it was really catching. I would say if you could still adopt that same this thing for this Power BI, it will be beautiful. Even though you just teach it, we can use that to retrain or to rekindle our head like once again. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
All right.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. You said
Right.
you were going to try for me the two classes that you use YouTube, that you are going to try and use the method you used yesterday. Please, I'll be
Okay, yes.
expecting it on the group, please, sir, so that I can have
Okay.
it on my archive. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Voila.
Yeah.
Voila. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. And I think two of you are saying the same thing. You are saying the same thing, and I've heard you. It's still the same. We know that that's the method we use, but something I've explained at the beginning of the class that I believe Microsoft did an update on their system, so that's why it happens like that. So we will always try our possible best to make sure it is possible for us. But mind you, in most cases, so many people will not give you the access to download, but make sure you use it very well. Don't give it out to people who are not authorized to use. It's just to make life easier for us instead of going online every time to go and, but some people will misuse it, give it out to anyone anyhow, and some people might even sell it and gain money from it. But let's just keep it as a trust for us, and then just to make life easier for all of us. That's why we give you full access to have it in your archive. Thank you very much. And today is the end of the third week. Most of us who still have one or two applications to fulfill to bottom of the concept, let's use this week to quickly do what you are supposed to do, please, so that we will continue with our class next week and will not remove anyone from the group. I don't believe in removing anyone from the group, but let's try as much as possible to do what we are
Akim,
supposed to do. Hello.
when you click on that, what is it called? The e-date. How do you get the where you made the